Emilio, the honey badger, Urrutia!
Yo, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Honey Badger Hour. Yo, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Honey Badger Hour podcast. It's your boy, the Badger, and we are back. Oh my God, UFC 308 is in the books. Ladies and gentlemen, the featherweight division has a new potential great in the works. Man, Ilia Topuria is proven to be everything that he says he is. He knocks out Max Holloway in the third round in their main event this weekend at UFC 308 in Abu Dhabi. Okay, crazy fight. The most anticipated main event for me in a long time. All right, a fight that I was really looking forward to. A fight that I was really 50-50 on. I had no idea who was going to win this fight. Two champions in their prime. We had the current BMF champion, Max Holloway, versus Ilia Topuria. Max Holloway, so versatile in his attacks. Started his career as a boxer, kickboxer mostly. Then started moving on, adding a lot of elbows, knees, kicks to his arsenal. Some of the best wrestling defense that we've seen in the UFC. Never one to really shoot. Okay, hasn't really taken nobody down. Taking on Ilia Topuria, who just finished knocking out Alexander Volkanovski. Volkanovski is 3-0 versus Max Holloway. Two close fights. One domination. I thought one close fight, two dominations, but that's subjective on that one. Everybody thinks different decisions about that one, you know? So, man, what a main event. Max Holloway stepping up to the plate, calling out Ilia Topuria, taking on Ilia Topuria. Man, what a great fight. Both fights back and forth. Okay, both fighters coming out. Super close round. Ilia Topuria, like I said, he came out, shot a double leg right away, took Max down. Wasn't able to do anything with it, but I don't know. I think that was kind of smart of the game plan. I think that was kind of smart of the game plan for Ilia Topuria to put the pressure. Okay, Max feel right away that, hey, listen, I can always take you down if I need to. And then he started really opening up on his hands. I feel like once Topuria secured that double leg takedown on Max, and once he got it down and held him for a little bit, I don't really want to know. I don't know if he really held on to Max or if he kind of let him up. I don't think he let him up, but it wasn't like trying to hold him down with all his power and will, you know, because that's what gets you tired, right? Like when you're trying to hold a guy and you really just try and not let him move and you do everything you can to keep him down, that's when you start to like blow your wad a little bit. So he took him down, held him for a little bit. Max Holloway, best defense, such good, really, really good at getting up, all right? Doesn't let nobody hold him down. Hasn't let nobody hold him down in a long time. Was able to get up right away, bring it back to the feet. But Ilia Topuria doing such a great job, just boom, always taking his head off the center line. Ilia is always in position to finish and find the spot. Boom. Ilia Topuria is always on the money, guys. He's always looking for the finish. He's always in position. His body is always nice, ready to throw. Super calculated and super simple perfect, you know, like really simple stupid. Hands up, elbows in nice and tight. Everything he throws is from the hips. Fuck, man, really clean with it. So, but listen, first round, a little bit Max. I want to say Ilia Topuria. He hit Max with some nice right hands. Doing a great job finding that left hook. Missing a lot. But then Max in the second round started to really turn it on, man. Max was hitting 1-2 right down the middle. Boom, boom. Okay. Hitting Ilia with a lot of 1-2s down the middle. Looking really sharp. And in the third round, Ilia Topuria comes out. He hurts Max early and starts to unload. And that was the most impressive part of the fight. Was not only was it that Ilia unloaded and finished Max Holloway, but it was the way he did it. Like, he hurt him early and he wasn't trying to hold nothing back. Kind of actually a little bit of a gamble, but he must have known that he really had him hurt because he stunned him. Max showed away for a little bit and he just started coming in with his 3-4 punch combinations. Wham, 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 wham. And right when he hurt him, you know, Max got out of the pocket, was stuck against the fence for a little bit, circled out, and he went back after him. Boom, with that nice left hook. Man, he got Volk with the overhand, right? And he got Max with the left hook. So, man, the guy's got power in both hands. Very deadly striker. And he's proven that when's the last time we've seen somebody take down Max like that? He took Max, boom, one entry right away. Now, it could have been a little bit off guard because, sometimes the match starts. If you guys never trained before, sometimes, you guys are starting off, boom, guy just shoots really unexpectedly, get taken down, you pop back up, you're like, all right, then you kind of know it. But what's good about that takedown, though, and the way Ilia Topuria did that, is that he was able to put Max on high alert of another, like, just filling his brain with more information, basically. He's like, yo, look, I'm going to come at you with a game plan to come with the hands, but before any of that, before I do any of my game plan, I'm just going to take you down real quick and, like, set a little bit of dominance, and let you know that this is my jam, too, so that I still got a secondary plan if you start to tag me up. But he didn't have to use a secondary plan. He found his spots in the third round, was able to get the finish. He caught Max with a nice left hook. Nobody was complaining about the stoppage. Max wasn't complaining about the stoppage. He was kind of moving a little bit, though. I don't know if it was me or, like, back in the day. They used to let guys get a little bit more damage on top. I don't know if that's just me or what, but, yeah, Max Holloway, unfortunately, gets stopped, man. I just heard him in the press conference right now speaking. That's going to be a tough pill to swallow. Because the thing is, also, with Max Holloway, like, he wasn't going to play the game. He's like, yo, man, you want to talk? You want to say what you want? He's like, yo, we're going to find out if what you say is true. I've been doing this too long. I'm a veteran. I'm one of the best in the world. I just knocked out one of the best lightweights in the world. And I'm coming down to featherweight. And all the things you're saying, bro, like, whatever you want, right? What was the funny thing? That Max was like, yo, we'll find out on October 25th. So, unfortunately for us and all the Max Holloway fans, we found out, guys, Max Holloway is taking his second L. Freak, man, that's a tough one because that's 3 tries now at the featherweight title since he's lost his title in 2019 to Volkanovski. Then in 2020 or 2021, loses again a rematch, then loses the trilogy. Okay, goes out, back, fights a couple contenders, fights Gaethje. Okay, who else did he beat? He just beat somebody else big. And then he goes back, faces a new champion with like a new look. He's had 3-0, 0-3 against the last champ. So let's get a new champ, a new look. And unfortunately, he met the same fate that Volkanovski did in Volkanovski and Ilia Topuria's first fight. So great fight. Ilia Topuria is no joke, man. The guy's got his hands up, elbows in nice and tight, throws with a lot of power, and he's not afraid to get in there. He had that soccer player with him. So that just, ladies and gentlemen, Ilia Topuria just took off. He might hit that next level of superstardom. He got through that real boss on Max Holloway because you get through Volk. Okay, boom, bam. A little bit of a compromised Volk. We all know that wasn't the same Volk. All right. Then he gets through Max Holloway. See, the thing is, even though it wasn't the best Volk, all right, he got that confidence that he can do it. He felt him in there. He saw him. He felt his looks. He felt his power. I mean, he got the finish, but before that, he was kind of getting like tuned up a little bit. So he knew what was in front of him, right? He conquered that. He conquered that battle. That's going to give you confidence. You knock out the greatest featherweight of all time, it's going to give you a lot of confidence. Then you go out and you knock out Max Holloway, the guy who the other guy just beat a bunch of times, a really renowned and revered champion. So you just got to think now for the rematch with Volkanovski. Now you got to think Topuria is going to be way more hyped up, way more confident. Okay, way more. He's gonna have way more belief in his skill set. So now he's a defending champion, right? What do they say? You're not a champion until you defend it, or they say you're not a real champion until you defend your title. So that's the really hard part, fighting these up and comers who've been watching you train. And see, that's the thing with guys like Max Holloway and Volkanovski versus Ilia Topuria, right? Ilia Topuria, since he was an amateur, had probably seen Volkanovski and Max Holloway going at it. Probably Max Holloway a little bit more. Max Holloway's been in the UFC 12 years, guys. So Max Holloway was in the UFC and might have been a UFC champ when Ilia Topuria was 15, 16. Imagine that. So what do they say? Until your idols become your rivals, right? I mean, listen, at the end of the day, guys, Topuria talks a lot of smack. After the fight, he's always humble in victory, right? We haven't seen him defeated yet, which is wild. But he says what he does. He says what he's going to do, then he does it. He believes in himself. Now, the problem is, he's fought a lot of fan favorites. It's kind of like when Volkanovski beat Holloway all those times. He had to beat these other guys to really gain like the love and the admiration from the fans, right? So I think Ilia Topuria is in that same position right now. He just beat a fan favorite in Volkanovski that everybody loved. Old man Volk came out to the press conference. I mean, just really killed it. Um, really shined on personality status and everybody knowing what kind of great person he is and champ. Then he beats Max Holloway the second. Everybody, because before Volkanovski had to deal with the same thing also, guys. Volkanovski had to deal with a lot of fans, not giving him the love and support because he kept beating Holloway, their fan favorite, right? I remember when I went to the Vegas fight with Max Holloway versus Alex Volkanovski, everybody was talking about Max. He had so many fans out there in Vegas, and the place was so quiet when Volk put the clinic on him in their last fight, in a trilogy fight. So Volk had to deal with that also, right? You got to gain the respect and the admiration from the fans after winning consistently and putting in the work. And with the knockouts like Ilia Topuria has been doing and fights like that, eventually that will come. People just need to get over that he's defeating their favorite fighter. Like, I had to eat a lot of shit also, I love Volk. It's one of my dogs. I'm always going to cheer for him. I still think at a rematch he can win this fight. There's a lot of things he can do. I could see Volk with just a real gutsy performance, putting it on the line like one last hurrah and taking this guy out because he's a real competitor. And we've never seen Volk off of a loss with preparation, right? So I still believe in all that, but Topuria's doing his thing, man. The way he's beating guys and the ways he's stopping guys, eventually fans are going to start jumping on board. And you got to think about it. This guy was 15 years old, 16 years old when Max Holloway was a champion. So when you look back and you go back a little bit later, it's going to be like kind of a surreal story because this guy's going to be like, and now we're in the era now where you have footage of all that. So Ilia Topuria probably has footage when he was like 16, 17. Max Holloway already does, right? So a lot of these guys have footage when they were like in high school, coming up, first amateur fight, pro fight. Because they've been in the game since they've been in the game, there's been that social media era. So we have a new era, youngest champion in history. Now, what's next for Ilia Topuria, guys? I'll tell you what, an exciting fight. Ilia Topuria versus Islam Makhachev. Hear me out, guys. The way Topuria took down Holloway, does Topuria have the grappling to make Islam stand with him? That's hardcore. That's hard body karate, right? Does Ilia have the wrestling to force Islam to stand with him? And does he have the reach? Because he's going to be a lot smaller than Islam, right? That's the catch. Islam has that great high kick, too, that he caught Volk with. He's caught a lot of guys with. That's what Ilia is. That's the only thing we've really seen Ilia stunned with. Which, man, how it's hard to avoid a kick to the head, right? Anyways, guys, main event breakdown. I'm going to be breaking down the rest of the fights. Okay, dropping new videos every week. So you make sure you just stay tuned, guys. All right? Appreciate the love. Appreciate the support. I guess we'll break down the other two fights really quick, right? So what's next for Ilia Topuria? We want to see Ilia Topuria will be going against a rematch with Alexander Volkanovski to unify the title. Volk was the reigning defending champ for a long time. Had to take some time off, so that's why that Max Holloway fight came into fruition. But usually this would have been another fight for Volk, a rematch right away. But Volk needed the rested time coming off of 2 losses. So the next fight coming up, Ilia Topuria taking on Volkanovski. It'll be a little bit older Volkanovski, but a little bit more healed and better Volkanovski. So that's going to be a really exciting fight. Everybody's favorite featherweight will be back soon to return to action. And we have a new potential contender on the rising star. 27 years old, all right, in the prime of his career right now, adult and athletic prime probably. Okay, he still hasn't even hit 30, even though we know the spell guys once for 30. That's like the that's when you start to see the light at the end of the tunnel for the fighters underneath the 55-pound weight class. So Ilia Topuria, tough one to swallow. Beats everybody's favorite fighter, but did it in impressive fashion. I think I kind of called this. I saw this a little bit of happening and said in my last prediction video. So I haven't had nothing right in a while. Speaking of, one fight we were dead wrong on was, what about our boy? We had Robert Whitaker taking on Khamzat Chimaev. Khamzat Chimaev is everything he says he is. Man, guys, both young up-and-comers win in decisive, impressive fashion. It's the turning of a new guard. That's where we're at in the game, boys. Robert Whitaker loses with a little bit of an instant tap. I was thinking what was wrong, but unbelievable how powerful Khamzat is. Khamzat ended up breaking all of Rob's teeth. Crazy pain, crazy unbelievable. Breaks all his teeth. What are we going to do? This guy is the real deal. What is next for Khamzat Chimaev? Does Khamzat Chimaev fight DDP? I think he knows already. I think he's going to be pretty confident going against Strickland. I think he's tuned up Strickland pretty good in the gym. So do we have Strickland fight DDP for the title, and then possibly DDP could beat Strickland, or do we have Khamzat fight DDP next? Strickland gets bumped. We can either put a Strickland versus Whitaker, even though that would be a tough spot for Whitaker. I think he has a broken jaw. If Whitaker has a broken jaw, guys, he's going to be out for a long time. That's a real sad one. That's a tough injury to take. That's not one that you really want to take, guys. So I really hope that that's a false alarm. But if so, Whitaker's going to be out for a little bit. Do you guys want to see DDP versus Khamzat next? Or would you guys want to see DDP versus Sean Strickland next? Comment below on what you think. All right, guys. And we'll be back with another episode later in the week. I appreciate the love. I appreciate the support, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you can get on the little notification bell below so you can get up to date whenever we drop pods. Okay, guys? Thank you all so much for tuning in. I cannot wait for UFC 309 coming up in November. We got John Jones taking on Stipe Miocic in a heavyweight showdown. Two GOATs going at it. Two guys we ain't seen fight in like 10 years, so that's going to be crazy. But anyways, guys, be safe, all right? God bless you all. And always remember, train hard, always do your best, and let God do the rest. Honey Badger Hour, we are out.